while none of you face grim reality. And each time I bear witness to the truth, I'm subject to your mockery, your spoof. Now you, maid, are without a doubt the worst. With such a blabber mouth, my son is cursed. You let no one get one word in edgewise.
Look,
and grandson, you are hardly any prize. Such idiocy living in this roof. The world has gone to hell, and here's the proof. Whatever did we do to be so blessed? You never give your father any rest. The poor man labors through all day and night, all for a son whose torch burns less than fright. Here we hear from our forlorn granddaughter, who never heard but once when we had taught her what candle burns behind those shifty eyes, what craftiness is in those heartfelt sighs. Too long, child, I have held my peace. So long I prayed for wickedness to cease. You raise these children, neither is your own, like righteousness springs from them all full grown. By your example, they'll be prey to fate, and squander every bit of their estate. Your lavish dresses, coaches, and your jewels leave children living lives of errant fools. I must say, you, more than all the rest, her brother ought to know what suits her best. Yet you, with all the others, idly chatter, not caring for the things that truly matter. It's you who stirs loose talk round these tables, while spinning feeble yarns and idle fables. You urge her to forsake her moral center neath mantle of respectfulness you lent her.
I'm sure that your Tartuffe's a fine example.
Regard for his devotion is most ample. He stands for aspiration, noble cause, unlike this jeering crowd who flaunts its flaws.
Do you really mean to stand there and suggest that sneering hypocrite is over us? Have you been taken so completely and that every joy is not but waste and sin?
And wait! He talks, and he goes on and on. You think we would eat the devil's pawn? There's nothing one might do that won't offend. Beneath his influence, you might well mend. The penance he performs on our behalf helps us to circumvent our Savior's wrath.
I say this, grandmother, with due respect, do you really think we genuflect as someone so rashly overtakes our house while begging for a serious delouse? The very thought, I say, fills me with wrath, so lectured by a man who lacks a back.
That he intervenes where he does not belong. To step in for the master's simply wrong, and you must regard it somewhat less than pleasant for nobles to bow down unto this peasant. Our discontent has bubbled up in stages. The way he treats his betters is outrageous. Tartuffe brings to this house a great salvation. You should all kiss his feet in supplication. This pedestal you put him on to share. You're just a victim of his wicked scam. For shame! And then there's the rot, his toady friend who steers us towards another evil end. I cannot scrutinize his humble aid, but Tartuffe's been despicably portrayed. He gives you all a reason to aspire, yet you stand here and brand him as a liar. I fear I find you all are simply jealous of a man who stands exemplary and zealous. His zeal strikes me as overwrought by half, for he bucks so zealous about the bath. He engineers some dire dread connection to guest Madame Almere may give reception, and I must speak sincerely and most frank. His thoughts for her lean towards the gross and rank. Ridiculous! You know he has a point. This raucousness you quickly must avoid. Your neighbors talk of parties and receptions, yet quickly turn to darker misconceptions. Twixt carriages, the servants, and the mess, they even scrutinize over every dress. I'm sorry that convention you must flout, but why expose yourself to callous doubt?
Such idle thinkers need no high excuses to turn whate'er they see to other uses. Should we dissolve all fraternal group because we fear the gossip of a snoop? No, madam.
favor and embellish all that you do that's not overtly pious. She feeds upon with a small-minded bias. For if her neighbors hold dog reputation, the contrast may hold hope for her salvation.
While recognizing Daphne is no saint, Madame Laurent, we know, conveys no taint of virtue. She's a model most exemplar, and she's been known to cite your faults extemper.
Do you think we really might regard the tree of one for whom this virtue comes unwilling? Oh, she was quite the thing in her heyday, at the tavern or the harbor every payday. That was an age now long forgotten, though something at its core I think is rotten. When age and upkeep quash the north rate, one instead looks for others to berate. As time has turned unkind to our wrong, she finds it now convenient to flaunt an outer of spinsterly repute. She thrusts herself into each church dispute. Of course, she paints her spinsterhood as choice and feigns, but in fair heaven to rejoice. When truth be told, her singleness came from the way she had of trolling after scum. She's uttered with respect all through the name, 'cause no one dares recall how she behaved. And now she finds it simple to besmirch you as mistress of another easy virtue.
You mean to stand aside and give regard to lectures from society's discard? In my day, we let servants know their place with swift and short backhand across the face. Homage you, God provides a holy man, and you must follow if you only can. Ignore the saintly joy which he bestows, and Satan comes to lead you by the nose. The righteous scorn which this great man expresses takes precedence before your golden dresses. These parties that you host do but contain a fleeting and a temporary gain, in which your sneers and jests do illustrate the damage that you reap with reckless praise. For as these festive gatherings evolve, repute is treated to a slow revolve. The highest and the finest of our crowd are subject to derision, fast and loud. Just last Sunday, our dear minister called these a Babylon in miniature, where revelers of Babylon most incoherent. Think you your mockery is not apparent? Go on and aid me when I turn my back. You only demonstrate the grace you lack. I leave the field to you as you desire. Go pull your souls, yourselves out of this mire. Come down, you trollop! Get onto your feet while I place my shoe into your seat! Come, you tramp!
I guess I'll just hang back. I'd rather not endure a new attack. What a
Now,
battle!
watch it, sir. No cracks, lest twixt your shoulders might arrive an axe. She comes here but for battle, that is true. But let's avoid a bout with deja vu.
World. Give her a notion. Reality divides her like an ocean.
Her ocean of credulities adrop, compared to how her son falls with that blow. Emerging as he did from that dread rubble amid our country's latest civil trouble, we cheered his feats of ingenuity, anticipating perpetuity. But our Tartuffe has him so taken in with all fixations troubling on sin, that now we find our patriarch aloof. While dizzily obsessing on Tartuffe, he spurns the kin that love their most dear father, from wife and son and daughter not to father. Such upstarts as Tartuffe will quick turn traitor. Orgon yet envisions him the greater, though we know him as altogether lesser. He makes this filthy creature his confessor. He takes this
my prospects no longer seem so great. For if Valeris claims it as her mister, how might my fortune fare with his kid sister if he was...
He comes!
My brother, well, hello!
Good day, I'm glad to catch you ere I go. I trust you're at a vigorous retreat.
One moment, brother, excuse me while I preach Doreen. You see, to put my mind at ease, I gather news as I retrieve my keys. Refresh me on the latest, would you, dear? What did I miss while gone away from